What a day in the stock market. What a day. The stock market, what was thought to be a down day with the futures originally pointing to the downside, has really turned around with the help of the CPI numbers. A lot of the consumer reports coming very favorable. A lot of the inflation is cooling down. The market is reacting very favorable, and along with some great players like CAVA, RocketLabs, Rivian reporting great earnings. Rivian has secured a partnership with Volkswagen, boosting is stock today, and I am bullish on Rivian. Me and Brian have had these discussions. I'm also a Tesla fan, but I'm also investing in a competitor, believe it or not. But I just think that Rivian, with its partnership with Amazon, is really one of the reasons why I think this stock has room to grow. And coming off its all-time highs, I think this stock has kind of been beat up and maybe have some room to run and grow. And competition is always good. So I'm looking forward to what the stock has going on today. So far, it's been a good day. We're gonna look at some charts in a little bit, but really the big news is Kava. Really great earnings over really bullish. It's off its highs, but I believe that if you're looking to get into Kava, maybe today might not be the best day, but I would look for a little retracement. If you're looking for long-term play, I would have this one on my watch list, just because it's more for long-term wealth bucket play. But it's one of those that I like. It's kind of the new Chipotle. So we're gonna look at some stock charts here, and let's look at the S&P 500. Let's look at it from an eagle eye first. Right now, we look at it from a long term. Is just we're seeing this pattern right here in the S&P 500. I believe this is going to continue. I know there's many people that are looking for a downturn, but I don't see that happening. I mean, you really look at it from an economic standpoint. We are due for a decline, but I believe that we are going to continue to go up. And this is the thing, that history repeats itself. We are 100 years into the historic Roaring Twenties, and we're kind of following the similar pattern of the Roaring Twenties. And I believe that Donald Trump administration is going to continue the up, and we're going to see significant movement up, even more than we on the other than the likes that we've never seen before. So I'm believing right now that the S&P is going to continue going up. Right now is at $6,003, and it's just going into just right there, keep going from there. It's bouncing off this long-term trend line that I've kind of drew there, and it's subjective. You know, everyone who's a chartist or does technical analysis has different ways which they draw, but I look at key points and long-term view. But I look at the S&P 500 as a place for good look at what the market is doing. The Russell, right here, the Russell. I love me the Russell. Uh, I'm a I'm a spread trader also, along with a swing trader, and the Russell is kind of bouncing off. Is really, I thought it was gonna have a really big bullish day, but it's still up. But the Russell again, I believe is forming a long-term wedge pattern, and it's going into this squeeze box right here. If you look at this one from a long-term view, you see that right there. I feel like this is going into this squeeze right here. We have another place right here in October, in the year 2022, and it's hitting a place of a familiar spot here, and it keeps bouncing off. If it stays in this range, and that's if it stays in this range and it follows this squeeze pattern, look for it to really bounce either up or down. But I'm believing it's going to be bouncing up. The Russell, I could see the Russell 2000 index in the next 2 to 3 years at about $5,000. I really do believe that there's a lot of great companies in the Russell 2000 that'll really make America grow and make America run. And there's a lot of good banking systems, trucking companies, financial services. You really need to take a look at what's in these indexes, and see what kind of good companies that you really deal with on a day-to-day basis. And this is what makes investing fun, especially when you understand the product and you invest and use the product on a daily basis. So Russell 2000 looking good right here. And let's look at Rivian Motors. Rivian has really come off its highs of 179, that 180 range, and really has gotten beat up over the years, and really has not like found its footing. But I believe with this bounce up, I'm not saying this is the end all be all, throw all your money in Rivian, but I'm looking if you want to make a 10%, 14% growth in maybe a couple of months, this would be something that I will look at, uh, only because of what uh, revenue that's coming in. They posting better than expected revenue, but also the partnerships that Rivian is having with not only Amazon but also with Volkswagen. The biggest thing that I believe is with Amazon. Amazon is a leader on wanting to innovate and really bring natural gas, and it's one of the companies that uses a lot of vehicles. And Rivian has a they have a contract with Rivian company where a lot of the vehicles that if you live in Seattle or if you live in New York, you see them. They're all Rivian trucks, and I believe that as they move, Amazon moves into more of the Rivian trucks. I believe just from a natural perspective, from a natural growth perspective, you're going to start seeing Rivian with a lot more profit, a lot more sales, and you're going to see more people who really don't like Elon Musk just invest in another electric vehicle of their choice. And that's part of competition. No, it's not a one or the other. I think both companies are great. I'm more of a Tesla fan, but I am going to invest in Rivian. And to me, is just an innovator. They are really into the R&D, research and development. They have a lot of manufacturing companies. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. They have some in Georgia and Alabama, I believe. And it's one of those companies that it's not go throw everything at it, but really have it in your watch list right here. Let's look at NVIDIA today. NVIDIA 147. Uh, it's kind of going down. I talked about this stock. If this stock drops to around the 139, 140 range, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer there only because there's a lot of place of institutional investing that once it hits that wall right there, seems like it goes up. But let's take a closer look at the. So this part right here, this is where I'm looking at. This is a range here that if this stock drops in that range, that 140 ish range, I'm looking to be a buyer. And it's one of those stocks that I think is going to really take off from here, just from the high demand. Let's look at what Johnson is doing. Not much. It's not a big mover, but it is in a range where may want to look to buy. This 145, this range right here, you see a lot of institutional buying here. So expect to see a lot of that. If you notice right here, a lot of institutional buying. You see places right here, this area, all this area, institutional buying. It's one of those good American stocks. It's a staple, and of course, they own the New York Jets, and that's why probably I know more about that. So, go Jets, cheap little plug. even though there's nothing to cheer about, like many of you know. Nvidia, it's my, it's a good stock there. I didn't want to go to Nvidia. Where was I? Let's go to Tesla. What is it doing today? Seems like it wanted to early this morning. It had a big gap, but like it's kind of retraced. And this is the thing with Tesla. Tesla does this big run and then people take profits. For those of you who trade Tesla, it's like you have to almost, it's like a double dutch. Like you have to time the movement in there. And there's a lot of gaps with Tesla running up so quick, so fast. I believe this stock is going to take a little breather. I would not be surprised if it touches the $300 mark. If it touches that mark, I'm adding more to my position. I'm adding more to my position, and I believe this stock will go to 400. It will test that level again around that 406. And then again, I'll say it again. I believe this stock will go to 850, around the price where it originally split from when he used that to buy Twitter, now X. So right now it's about 132, but it's a stock market is having some good movement today. And let's look at Apple. What's Apple doing? Huh, Apple's like the only one doing pretty decent, up $1, $1.04. Not much, but holding up the market is staying at that 226. Again, this stock, in order for me to get back in it, I will have to see it drop a little more in the 198 range, 200. Uh, it's what I don't like about some of these stocks is these gaps, but also it's one of those places where I wouldn't mind buying that 195, that 200 range. It's kind of one of those things you want to look at. But this is pretty much the halftime report. Really just looking at what's been going. Let's look at Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs, this stock has shot it up. My gosh. Look at that. But then it's had a little retracement. It's not a heavy, like a big player stock, but it's one of those stocks that, man, really into the space program with NASA having so many issues. You're going to be seeing a lot of privately held rocket companies that don't splurge on money because they don't have a lot of money to splurge. That's the thing with government spending. Companies like this find a way to survive and they do it at a costly way, and expect some of these companies to be like subcontractors for the government. Rocket Labs here, CAVA. Let me go look at CAVA. We go CAVA Group, CAVA, CAVA with the CAVA. This right here, just bullish. A great earnings that it had yesterday. Again, this is a stock that I would wait till it retraces a little bit, maybe come down to here, that 128 range, but maybe it might not. And that's the thing is, this is to me is another stock that they are having fast growth, so I expect them to have like a lot of debt on their books because of the expansion program that they're trying to do. You're seeing Kavas being built at a rapid pace. Now, and this is where short term I would wait. If you're doing a long term play, I think this stock has the opportunity to really go to the $1,000 range in probably 2 to 3 years. So this is not a overnight stock, but this stock right here only on growth. They are really ramping up the growth of how they're introducing themselves into the market. It's almost like near Chipotle, you're going to see a Cava. And you can kind of see almost like if there's a Home Depot, you got to have a Lowe's. And Chipotle has found a good rival and similar where you have people that may want maybe in the mood for Chipotle and or their friends might be in a mood for kava, but I believe this stock is gonna run for all you health nuts. My wife likes this place, so just believing that this stock is might have the potential to go up, but it'll be on my watch list. And Q's, what we doing today, Q's? What we doing today, Q's? Uh-oh. All right, up slightly. Uh, eh, and kind of like a probably gonna be looks like it's just trying to the engine that could, but you're gonna see a retracement again. The market was super bullish this morning. It's kind of died down a little bit, but in all retrospect, it's still a good day. Still good day there. Tesla definitely giving up a lot of the earlier gains that it has. Still up, but I'm glad I held off because I wanted to get into some option positions here for Tesla on the upside. But I'm glad I held off because they pretty much are sucking out the premium. Option and premium and time is just getting sucked out, especially from the last bullish day. So expect a lot of the market makers to just take out some of the time premium and making those value of the options go down, which I don't mind waiting. But really, really a good day in the market. It's really a day of expectancy still because of Donald J. Trump winning the presidency, and you're gonna see this market really stair step its way to the upside. And that's what you're going to see. I mean, really a good day overall. It's still a little sentiments of really slowing down just from all the euphoria and all the money that is really pouring into the market. There has been trillions of dollars that have poured into the market, just people with expectancy, other countries, understanding that when you have a leader who's strong, a leader who's a business person, who understands the economy, you are going to see many people rejoicing. And I was watching for many of you know that I'm a Christian, but I was also looking at the prophetic number of 45 and 47, and Perry Stone was giving a definition of what the numbers combined means, and in Hebraic, it means reprieve. Like God gave us a break, reprieve. So 45 and 47, that's Donald Trump. He's number 45 and he's now president 47. God is giving us a reprieve. So I'm believing that for many of you that are our listeners, that you get in a reprieve to get out of debt, to pad your savings, to pad your 401ks, to move your children forward, to maybe have that extra income in the stock market, to have for your children and leave a legacy, and also for those activities that you want for your kids. I think the next 4 years are going to be phenomenal. I'm looking into, I just started threw money into Dogecoin only because Elon Musk and Vivek are heading the Department of Government Efficiency, and I just find that it's just almost like a funny, just like a little sly to the bureaucrats there. But really, I just threw money in Dogecoin just as a whatever. Hey, I'm really believing in that. You need to look at crypto. You look at need to what's happening with what other governments are doing. You're starting to see where England is starting, or Europe is wanting to purchase natural gas. Again, Russia's already said that they will be selling their oil in US dollars, strengthening the petrodollar that we have come accustomed to. So I am excited to what's going to happen for the rest of the day in the market. Don't know what's going to happen. You never know. The market could switch in an instance, but also be vigilant. This is a patient game. The stock market is going to do a lot of have emotional highs and lows, but you being a disciplined trader, you being disciplined in your craft to trade, to trade in a way that's that in a way that's calm, that has safety built into it, and in a way that you can understand the market. That's what we're here for. So if you're wanting to figure out what kind of trader am I, just look at the car you drive, what products you enjoy, what's in your home. If you're married, what does your spouse enjoy? Where do you love to go shop? Where do you love to go eat? If you have children, what do they love? And you start seeing that 5 out of 10 of those products are publicly traded. And I don't know if God is giving you a gift where you understand an industry or an area very, very well. You can trade what you already know, whether it's agriculture, whether it's metals, whether it's machinery, whether it's landscaping, whether you're a baker. There's nothing insignificant. You can use what you already know, because there's always one or two publicly traded companies in your industry, or it's a derivative of an industry. So I look forward to hearing from you guys, and any other questions, leave comments in below. If you love what we're doing, like and share. See you until next time, everybody. Talk to you soon.